Hi, I'm Hadassah Treu, an award-winning blogger, poet and author. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about 4 principles of the righteous judgment and discernment. But first of all, what is a judgment? Let's start with some definition of the word judgment. The word judge means to evaluate, to assess, to make a decision, to come to a certain conclusion, to form an opinion. And the noun judgment means to come to a decision or to make some conclusion. So we see that the judgment or discernment is connected with our way of thinking, assessment and understanding things. So that's why we come to the first principle in the Bible of making a righteous judgment and discernment. And this is that the righteous judgment is not made by mere appearances or by human standards. We find this principle in the Evangelium of John, chapter 7 and 8, in 2 of the verses, and I will read now these verses for you. So the first verse is, "Stop judging by mere appearances, but instead judge correctly," John 7:24. And the second one is, "You judge by human standards. I pass judgment on no one. But if I do judge, my decisions are true because I'm not alone. I stand with the Father who sent me." So we see in these verses that the righteous judgment is not done by mere appearances. Instead, it is done with another perspective. It is done with union with God. It is done with acceptance of His perspective and His truths. We need to accept the fact that we have a very limited thinking and understanding of many things. So always we need to search God's wisdom and the higher heavenly perspective. And here we come to the second principle. The second principle is to judge things from higher heavenly perspective. This means to acknowledge God as the ultimate source and authority of wisdom and knowledge, and to accept His truths and His verdict and opinion on many of the things which are displayed in His Word. So if you want to meditate on God's truths and need some help, I can recommend a wonderful book from one of my writer friends, Sarah Geringer. The book is called Transforming Your Thought Life, Christian Meditation in Focus, and it's really a very, very helpful resource. So we come to the fourth principle, to the third principle of the righteous judgment, and this is the purpose of the righteous judgment. So we are called primarily to judge things which are in our responsibility and control. And these are our thoughts, our emotions, our decisions, our choices. There is an excellent book I can recommend here with regard to what is in our responsibility and what is not our responsibility. This is the book Boundaries. The exact title is When to Say Yes, How to Say No, and to Take Control of Your Life. And here I really love this book because this is just second after the Bible, my most read book and most helpful resource. So please check it out if you have this possibility. So this is actually the third principle, the focus of our judgment. The focus of our judgment is primarily our own responsibility, our own control, our own property, our thoughts, our emotions, our choices. And only when we have this properly done, we can judge other person's actions or other situations properly, and we should do this always from a pure heart. What is a pure heart? A pure heart is a heart which does not hold unforgiveness, grudge, offense and bitterness. Then we come to the next and last principle of the righteous judgment, and it is the purpose of the righteous judgment. The purpose of the righteous judgment is always to discern and fulfill God's will for any given situation or circumstance. Often, first when we discern God's will, and then we want to fulfill it, this brings resolution to our internal conflict and brings peace. and then from the position of this resolved conflict and from this peace position, we can successfully solve the external conflict or the situation really in the best way. So, which of these principles spoke the most to you, or which is the most difficult to you, and why? Please share in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.